My name is Eric Barton. I am 80-year-old. I was born in Sheffield. I joined the army in 1961 and in the Royal Engineers for 9 years. Straight after my training, I got my first posting, and it was to a paradise island, so I was told. But when I actually got there, it was actually Christmas Island in the South Pacific, where they was testing the H-bombs. But when I actually found out it wasn't the British bombs, it was the Americans that were testing there. And I happened to be there for the last 6 of them, that's all. But that last 6 all happened in one fortnight. And to say they were exceptional is an understatement, because having seen nothing like that before, it was just amazing to see one detonated and the mushroom that went up and all the colours that was in the mushroom. It was just fantastic. I can't say anything against them for spectacular reasons. It was very good. Oh, no training whatsoever. No training whatsoever. All we was issued was, you know, general shorts, a jacket, hat, boots and socks, and that was it. No protective clothing or nothing. Well, as I say, when I went to Christmas Island, you know, time on the island, I arrived there and I went down to Seaside working with the AWRE men, and for 6 months, as I say, in a fortnight. And then the Operation Dominic finished, and it was just back down to port camp, just generally working, tending and looking after the island, keeping the island running. And that happened for a year, and then after a year, I got posted back home, posted to Germany. Then I met my wife and got married in 1964. And in 1967, had a daughter, which was Julie, fit and healthy. Janet had a miscarriage in 1970, which was very traumatic for her, because she wasn't that old, you know, she was only a young lass really. And I felt very sorry for her. And then in 1970, I was discharged from the army. I'd had enough of it. And in 1971, I had my son, Peter. He was fit and healthy. And then in 78, Janet developed an underactive thyroid, which she is still suffering with today. 1993, I got bowel cancer. I had a big operation and I couldn't return to work, so I took early retirement. And then in 2001, I was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is COPD, which I'm still suffering with today. And they just say there's no cure for it. Right? Then in 2006, I never thought about anything being connected to the test until I started going to reunions at ATR, the BNTVA reunions. I met fellow Dominic veterans. We talked about the American compensation scheme, which I knew nothing about, where the British servicemen were allowed to make a claim if they could meet certain criteria on their list. I applied for it in 2008, and within a year I was successful with my claim, because I had a bowel cancer. That was the reason I got it. So I got that. That was $75,000 from the Americans. And I feel sorry for our British chaps who can't get nothing from our government, which is just diabolical. Then in 2014, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, which I still have, taking tablets all the time. 2016, I had my cataracts done. In 2018, I met Alan Owen, the chair of the BNTVA, and Sandy Hearn, who was the vice chair. They invited me to join the BNTVA and carry on doing Dominic work, which I had been doing for other lads and widows and wives to claim through the Americans. In 2020, I resigned from the BNTA for various reasons and joined LABRATS with Alan and Susan, which we are still in today. And as I say, weighing everything up now, everything I had through my life after leaving the Christmas Island, you can relate to it in some way. to the bombs, radiation. And this is why today I am fighting with LABRATS to try and get the veterans all the compensation they can get from our government. And I will carry on doing that until I die. The 75,000 I got in 2009. No, it runs out in July 11th this year. But there's a bill going through Congress at the moment to try and get it extended, and they are trying to get the money doubled and the years extended. Well, it surprises me how hard it is for the Americans to get this. You know, they're fighting tooth and nail to get this conversation. And yet we Brits, if we've had one of the cancers and we was there to see one bomb, we get it just like that. As I say, I got it through within a year. And some people, well, I think I must have helped about 20 now. I mean, I only found out by tuning into one of the congressman's speeches in one of the states, that I found out that if you was there 6 months after the last test, within that 6 months, you've got a claim as well. So I wrote to the lawyers who actually handle the claims, Rebecca Krychoff, I think the name, something like that. And I wrote to her and she said, oh my God, you're actually telling me something I didn't know. So I opened their eyes.
And very few people know about it.
Well, it seems like that if the lawyers don't know it, you know. Exactly. Well, that is exactly it. We need more recognition.
Is there anything you want to tell the world or tell other people, or what do you want to say?
Well, we're members of ICAN, and well, we've joined every group going to try and ban the atomic bombs. That's what our intention is, to try and get rid of them, because the damage they do is just unbelievable. You know, nowadays you talk to young children, well, not young children, teenagers even, and they just don't know what an atomic bomb is. They've no education on it or anything. There's nothing in the schools, which we are trying to get in. In fact, through the Labour Party, Keir Starmer has actually got us into all the schools. So, hope we can go further than that.
And what are you going to do when you meet with your Prime Minister?
Well, should be a very good meeting, that I hope. But I don't think I will actually be one of them that actually meets him. That will be Alan and, you know. But knowing Boris, he'll not even know what it is. Because he don't seem to know anything, does he? You know, he don't know where a party is, does he?
He knows how to have a party, though.
They call him Partygate now. I bet he don't even know he's got a party behind him, Conservatives.
So, say your name one more time.
My name is Eric Barton, and I'm a nuclear veteran, and I'm very proud of it, and I will help anybody I can.